back to Winning Law. I'm attorney David Nguyen with offices in Houston, Texas, and today we're going to discuss the Stokes interview. So what exactly is the Stokes interview? So if you're filing a marriage-based petition, and in some cases, even a parent-child petition or a family-based petition, there is a possibility that the immigration officer is going to separate you when you go in for your interview. Although I see a lot of people talk about the Stokes interview, I can personally say that at our office, it accounts for probably less than 1% of all of our marriage-based cases. And a reason for this is that our office, we don't just send bare minimum documents to the government. Instead, we send complete documents and we try to put together a very strong case for our clients. For this reason, I think that our clients don't usually experience Stokes interviews. Now, the reason behind this is I believe that immigration officers are just like people at home. They don't want to do more work than what is necessary. In order to conduct a Stokes interview, the immigration officer will have to make several trips out to the lobby. The first stage is that the interviewing officer will go to the lobby, introduce him or herself to the couple, and then take one individual back to the interview room. Once you're back in the interview room, they're going to swear that person in, collect their IDs, and ask questions about their relationship. After the interview is done, that immigration officer has to take that individual back to the lobby, drop them off, pick up the other individual, bring them back to the interview room, swear them in, collect their IDs, and ask interviewing questions. Once that is done, the interviewing officer has to collect that individual, bring them back to the lobby, collect both individuals, and bring them both back to the interview room for a couples interview. Again, this takes a lot of time, and interviewing officers have a large caseload, so they're not going to want to do this for every single case. As I mentioned earlier, most of our cases, we don't go with our clients to the interview. However, since we're part of the immigration network here in the greater Houston area, if an attorney is on vacation or they are sick and they are unable to make their own appointments, they will ask us to go with their clients to the interview. And in this particular interview, it happened to be a Stokes interview, and this is why I'm creating this video today. At this interview, the officer was very nice to us because he recognized who we were, because they see us very often at the immigration office. And they did a really good job, because what they did was they told the client exactly why they were being given a Stokes interview. And I think this is insider knowledge, and that's why I'm creating this video. So the officer mentioned that since the couple was fairly young, since they had no children, since they only had one utility bill, and since they did not have joint life insurance or medical insurance, this is why the Stokes interview was required, because to him, the marriage did not seem legitimate, even though they had binders and binders of photos and other types of evidences. So it was very gracious for the immigration officer to share this information with us. And one of the reasons why he shared this with us was because after the interview was done, he just gave us the assurance that the interview went well and that he was going to conditionally approve it. However, he wanted to just give them some feedback on why a Stokes interview was being given. After the interview was over, we started walking back to the lobby. This is when I complimented the officer. I told the officer that for most of these interviews, I've never seen one where they ask such detailed questions about the marriage. And he explained to me that during his Stokes interviews, he tries and purposely tries to make the interview questions very difficult. This way, the person that's being interviewed has no chance to discuss the answers with the other spouse. And this is very clever. So again, Stokes interviews, you can expect to have a little bit more tough questions, but not impossible questions. And the one thing that I forgot to mention earlier was that there are other times when an attorney's presence is very useful. Like in this interview, when the first spouse came in and they had the interviewing officer asked, what did they do this last Sunday? And the husband responds they went to church and they went to eat with their family afterwards. Now, when the wife was interviewed, she said that she went to work and that she couldn't remember anything about Sunday. So since I knew the answer was church and I assumed that they'd go to church every Sunday, I asked the officer, could he rephrase the question to ask, what does the couple usually do on Sundays. And once we said this, the wife knew right away. She said, we went to church with his family and then we went out to eat. So sometimes having an attorney there who knows all the answers from the first spouse is helpful, because then we'll know exactly what type of questions that the interviewing officer should be asking to get the desired response. So again, this is just one example of when, yes, having an attorney is beneficial at the time of the interview. Again, thank you for watching Winning Law. We hope that you have found this video helpful and informative. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like this video and also subscribe to receive updates on future videos. Again, thank you for watching Winning Law, and we hope that we have made immigration easier to understand.
At David Nguyen's Law Office, we are here to help you. We bring families together through immigration. And on the other hand, we help you find solutions. All your legal needs in the hands of people who care, who are there for you. We'll take care of your loved ones at the law office of David Nguyen.